Hey, it's Maria here. Welcome to this video on how to make good decisions. Now, although a lot of people might argue with me, there is no one right way of making a good decision. There are some who make decisions based on an emotional meaning, and those who only use critical thinking. And then there are those who allow others and their fears to dictate what kinds of decisions they make, and those who relate to the past experiences that they've had and only make the decisions that are that they're relatively sure that will work. And I wonder, what do all these decision-making styles have in common? Well, one thing they have in common is that they're all as valid as one another. Now, usually at this stage, I get comments such as, "Oh, you can't you see that you should use critical thinking, or it's the only way of making the right decision." You know what? You're right. Thinking things through before making a life-changing decision is a very good idea. And then on the other hand, I get the argument that, oh, you have to take people into consideration first when making any decisions. You can't just look at the numbers. Right again, absolutely. This is true. We don't want to overlook the decisions and the cost that those decisions create for ourselves and other human beings. Looking at how my decisions align with myself and others is a very good idea for sure. And at this stage, then, I'm usually told that I'm flip-flopping, that I can't take both sides and I don't make any sense. But my response to this is, you know what? What if there's a four-step process of making decisions that actually cover all of our decision-making faculties, both thinking and feeling? What if there's more to this than who's right? So the challenge with arguing about the right way of making decisions is that our decision-making, it's as unique as we are, much like a two-party political system arguing over who's better than who and who's doing what wrong, warring over what kinds of decisions are right or what kind of decision-making process is right, is never going to end. And it's not until we realize that differing values actually dictate the differing decision-making. So what we value gives us the faculties to make the decisions that we more naturally make. Then we begin to end the war on who's right. So there are as many ways of making decisions as there are people. And much like in every other area of life, we embrace integrated process when making decisions. So to achieve more integration and balanced decision making, we must activate both our thinking and our feeling decision-making faculties. And there are two ways which both of these faculties operate. We are either inward-facing or we're outward-facing with our thinking and our feeling. So to make balanced thinking decisions, we must ask ourselves whether the decision that we're about to make is both effective, which is outward-facing, and accurate, which is inward-facing. So in essence, asking ourselves if doing something in an efficient way to carry out the task to get to the end result, and whether we have all the facts to make the decisions in an informed manner, then that will help us make good thinking-based decisions. And using only thinking faculties, of course, to make decisions has its downside, because our thinking faculties are not connected with our feelings. They're not concerned with emotions, not connected to the heart. And therefore we can overlook ourselves and others as well. And we may end up making decisions that are not actually authentic to us or harmonious in relationships with others. So that's just something to consider when you're looking at purely thinking decisions. And that's why we want to include the two feeling components to our decision making as well. So to make balanced feeling decisions, we ourselves must ask ourselves whether the decision that we're about to make feels authentic to us as the person that we are, and that's the inward facing feeling consideration. and if it also makes most harmonious sense to everybody else involved, which is the outward facing feeling consideration. So making sure to cover the humanity both for ourselves and for others, then can allow us to make decisions through a lens of compassion. So there is, of course, a downside. We don't want to just use the feeling faculties. So because using only the feeling faculties to make decisions will make us not consider the facts that are pertinent to the matter. So our feeling faculties are not concerned with facts about the issue or the best way to resolve it. So in that way, if we only make emotional decisions, we can end up in this life of emotional roller coaster. So that's not sustainable either. And that's why we want to, if we want to live a productive and happy and meaningful life, we must make our decisions be based on each of the thinking and each of the feeling considerations, so inward and outward. So when facing an important life decision, ask yourself these 4 questions. 1, is this the most effective way of doing this? 2, do I have all the facts pertaining to this issue, or do I need more details? 3, is this the most harmonious way of doing this? And 4, does this feel authentic to me? Now, depending on your personality type, so if you are an inward feeler, first and foremost, you're going to start with question 4, does this feel authentic to me? If you're an outward feeler, first and foremost, then you're going to look at, is this the most harmonious way of doing this first? If you are an inward thinking person first predominantly, then you're going to look at the facts pertaining to the issue and just deciding whether you need more facts. Or if you're an outward thinking predominantly, then you're going to start with, is this the most effective way of doing this? But taking each of these questions and answering each of those questions as well as you can give you more integrated decisions. And of course, more integration in your decisions gives you more deliberately built life. Now, these questions will harness your wisdom that you've already learned in the past. They're going to ask you to pay attention to what's happening right now. What are the facts right now? And they'll also help you see forward to stop issues from coming up in the future. By using these questions, you can deliberately build the kind of life that you want. So anytime there's a big life decision or even a small life decision, it's good to practice these things on smaller things first, these skills on smaller things first. Take the time to slow down and consider those 4 aspects of your decision before you make one, because that gives you the power to build a very deliberate life. So my question to you is, are you in a season of change in your life right now? Do you need help with big decisions that you're currently facing? If you're answering yes to either one of these questions, we might be able to help you. So I have personally trained professional, compassionate, and effective coaches to support those who need help with everyday decisions or big decisions. These amazing people are called integration mentors. If you would like to speak with one of these mentors, please contact me with your full name, your 3 biggest challenges at the moment, your time zone, including the biggest city in that time zone, and the best times of the week to talk, for you to talk. And we'll put you in touch with a mentor that we feel is a good fit for you. I just want to say you're not alone with your struggles, or at least you don't have to be. And we're here to help and support your journey. Our 20 to 50 year plan is to create more compassionate and effective leadership all around the world through everyday decisions. So that's what we're focusing on, and that's why we're here. That's what we can do for you, or that's what we can help you with. So we're here to help you with your journey. If you'd like to send us an email, you can do so at desk@mariasumlov.com. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to see if we can help you to realize your perfect life. I'll talk to you soon.